Hey, it's Jane Gardner and welcome. I'm late. How late am I? Oh, I'm not late at all. How did I manage that? Yeah, I had a Windows update and just before this, and I whipped everything up in the last 5-10 minutes to get on live. So I hope you can hear me. And yeah, we're not going to be doing live streaming in AI. It's actually going to be season 3 of the Let's Go Live show, and we're going to be talking about live streaming platforms, and we're going into real detail. I'll show you in a minute. So yes, I'm continuing on with my seasons. You can see all my playlists for Let's Go Live show on my YouTube channel at jane-gardner. And all you have to do is put an at front of it when you go into YouTube, and you'll be able to find me and my playlists. But welcome. We are crazy today. So we're going to continue on. I'll do my presentation and we'll do it in 15 minutes like we always do. So let's go. So today's topic is not live streaming in AI. That was what we did last time. But we're going to change that. We have done all of this while live streaming and studio setup, and you can check my playlist from season 2 and season 1 for all of that. And then we have looked at some of the pre-play platforms, and we looked briefly at some of the software. I'm Jane Gardner. I work with my husband in our structural engineering firm, and I have to get to work soon, so I have to go through this quickly. So I've changed my slide, yay, for my Visibility Broadcasting TV network over on Roku and Fire TV. Amazon has decided not to allow us to go on there, so I don't have all these shows on Fire TV, but I certainly have them on Roku. My newest one is Be Your Own Boss, and I'm challenging myself to try and get that working properly, but you can just use the search, usually business success, finding your purpose, etc., and you'll be able to find them on Roku. And this one is on Be Your Own Boss TV. I have Let's Go Live show up there, some episodes. So this is an overview of all the 50 episodes of season 3 in a compact form, so I can see it so I know where to go. And today we are talking about why software matters and choosing the right live streaming tool. And we have already been discussing, setting up your studio and how to do it and how to broadcast briefly, but we're going to go into it more in depth. So we have not done anything here with my slides, so I will read them out and welcome. And you can see season 1 and 2 on my YouTube channel at Jane Gardner. And before we go into live streaming software in detail, we're going to be looking at live streaming hardware versus software. So obviously we're going to move more into software because it's the brain of your live stream and it controls your look, your feel, and your reach. But let me just show you some what I'm talking about. These are not things that we're going to talk about because you can easily go and talk to them yourself if you're someone who has a business and you want someone else to be the one who does the live streaming of your videos. You can get someone like this company to do basically the software for that. It's not true that streaming is complicated, but for some people, like I put for this one, for example, this is another company who will tackle in production and while your audience, so they can do your live sports for you, and it's also an encoder system that, of course, you can use for churches and that kind of thing, so that obviously they are doing all the work, making sure you're connected and live streaming properly, and they use encoders and all that kind of stuff. And you can imagine you can talk to them about how much that cost, because you are a solopreneur or a small business and you want to do your own live streaming. So we're going to talk about software. Now, originally, I used Google Hangouts. It was real easy to use. It was a live streaming platform. You just set up your look and then you press live and there you went. But of course, Google decided they didn't want to bother with making sure they were always working, etc. So they turned that down. And then I went into, as I mentioned before, XSplit, and I quite enjoy XSplit for the controls it has. And we'll go over XSplit, and we'll be going over OBS, which is Open Broadcasting Software. That's free. And then we'll also be looking at multi-stream tools. And so the promise of the season is you'll get clarity, confidence, and a checklist to download each week about live streaming. So get out there, and there's no excuses once you set up your webcam. As we can mention previously, obviously hardware, like what we have shown you, is going to be more expensive. It's going to have more setup costs, but of course for that expense you might have some team or the business who is doing the hardware actually doing the live streaming, and you just do your church presentation or your football game at your local college, etc. And then of course it's all dependent on their ability to do it, and you don't have much flexibility in how you use it in comparison to software. And also the hardware like encoders and stuff can be difficult to use, so obviously the software is easier to use. They leave you instructions, and of course it's limited by how much money you have for hardware and also your bandwidth. So software is a lot more scalable, and for someone who's a small business or a etc. So what we're going to talk about is that your software is a control room for your show. We've discussed before XSplit and OBS and some of the abilities that it has. Even though OBS, for example, is free, you can set up scenes and you can have great quality audio and video depending on your output of your stream. And it will be your director, it will be your studio, it will be your switcher, your mixer, all in one. And it determines your viewer experience quality depending on, of course, where it's going and the quality of their live stream and how busy they are. So some of the examples that we'll be talking about are OBS Studio. We'll be going in detail on that, and XSplit, my favorite, I use. And StreamYard, we'll talk about that, Ecamm Live, and Restream. All of these are, you can broadcast from them to, and we'll talk about broadcasting to one platform as well as doing multi-streaming to platforms. So, for example, I can multi-stream XSplit by using OneStream Live. So I should add OneStream Live when we talk about multi-streaming. And then, of course, it also matches, depends on your goals, coaches and speakers. You need branding, you need to have slides or interviews. You need to either record your videos of interviews so it's easy to show them later. On these, I may do some where I broadcast recorded instead of live. And then podcasters, you can also do video podcasts now as well as podcasts. And the audio quality, the file recording, if you have a good mic and you have a good bandwidth, can be really quite high quality. A lot of musicians can use this to record. And of course, as trainers like myself will want to use screen share, will want to use chat, and we'll want to record our video so we can use it later. So it has to be easy for us. And then marketers, of course, they want to send it out to various places by multi-streaming, whether it's Facebook, X, or YouTube, or LinkedIn. And you can get the analytics, and you can create a lot of overlays. And so there's key factors of ease of using the software. the customization, whether or not it will multi-stream or not, as well as whether you can edit it in your platform and the integration. So we'll be looking at various softwares for that and comparing them. But basically, the common mistakes that you can have is basically going and someone is hyping a new software and you buy it because it's inexpensive now, it'll be more expensive later, and you find it doesn't fit your needs. I think I have like four of them that I can access now, but I've used XSplit because it is really awesome in terms of ease of use. And you ignoring your system requirements and performance issues until I got my bandwidth increased. I was having issues with dropping of the stream, and so you have to make sure you have enough bandwidth for and put it in. You don't use Wi-Fi, etc. And of course you have to test your audio and your video and sync and make sure that's okay. Some of them do lag behind too much, and of course you need to have updates all the time and support. And of course you can, if you neglect your internet speed, then you will find you're dropping and losing your stream. So you need to make sure that you always have good bandwidth. And of course, lessons you use, you can try before you buy. Usually there's a trial for all of these, or there's a free version that maybe only gives you one scene that you can try out. When you're happy with it, you can invest in it. And so there's many mistakes that can be made when buying software. And of course, we're going to recap now. Your software is your control room. You choose it based on your goals and your workflow and what you do. I do have a live streaming platform comparison guide, and to be honest, I didn't know I was going to do a show because I was having that Windows update like 15 minutes before this. So, but I will have the live stream platforming comparison guide below the video once I put it into the playlist. That's the only trouble with, there's always issues with live versus recorded video. And so I should be able to do that today. So you should be able to compare the live streaming costs of a live streaming platforms later today. And my next episode will be paid versus free software. What is worth it? And so obviously, when you're doing a live stream, you should engage your viewers and comment on what softwares they use and encourage and go live confidently with the right system. So that is a very quick and surprising show because I didn't know I was going to be doing it. Let's see what the next live is. Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't filled this in. So, of course, you can get onto my list. Where is it? Can I go to it? I think I can get to it. At Let's Get Visible Show. Let's see what the homepage says there. Do you feel like you're invisible? No, I don't think that will get you on the right list. But jane-gardner, jane-gardner.com/live should be able to get you onto the list to get notifications and obviously all these freebies, which reminds me I have to send that one out today, the live streaming platform comparison. Let's see if we can get there. I don't think that will be right. Oh yeah, it's right. Okay, let's go and look at this browser. Okay, so over on jane-gardner.com, so it's a you don't have the address at the top, but it's every Wednesday on the YouTube. You can go and you can get you can sign up here at the Left Go Live show. Let's see, where is can't really read my address. So what am I going to do? I am going to put some text on the screen. Let's do some promo. Promo. Where? Oh, there's the text. Okay, text. Let's read it out. http:// this is why I like very much XSplit, because it is very flexible, and I don't think white will do. So let's change the font to black, or even red, purple. There we go. Let's see if we can read that. Okay. Oh, it's way too big, but then what you do is you make it smaller and you pull it out and boom. I'm impressed if you're not. And probably you can't see it, but hopefully you can. HTTP, sign up at jane-gardner.com/live, and I will be putting in some new sheets every week, because of course next week we are going to be doing paid versus free software. Is it worth it? So I will have a cheat sheet on that as well, a chart comparing the various softwares and their prices. So yeah, and of course I should have put this. I wonder if, no, I can't get that on there. Darn it. It's on a different screen. I'm not going to print it out again. You can get it at http://jane-gardner.com/live. So, whoa. Late? Well, I'm not late, actually. I'm amazed I was able to get it done. So, there you go. Yeah, that's great. This is another recording that I can put up on my, and we're excited about doing. Let me show you how many shows I'm going to be doing. Let's leave that up. Here we go. And this is week 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to be doing 50 shows. So that's once a week. That's a whole year, I think, on software, believe it or not. So yeah, this will be something that will be given out on my email list as well, so that you can keep track. And I should do one for my previous episodes, so that you can go back and look at the ones that maybe you want to look at, sort of like lights, for example, or mics, microphones. I got like 3 episodes on microphones, because the microphone is very important.